What's up, guys? Today is the day that we are taking the Barra for its first time in the drag strip. Titan has a private day and I've been wanting to take this thing. I'm not super confident in the tire setup on it right now just because I can't fit smaller than a 19 with the stock GT350 brakes. I need to swap Mustang GT stuff on it and I just have kind of had a hard time sourcing that right now. So what I'm doing at the moment, I'm going in, I'm turning the boost down. I'm hoping to make the car make around like 700 wheel instead of 900 wheel because I just want to go down the track, see what feels down the track. Maybe experiment with a trans brake. I don't know how well these tires are gonna hook. They do great on the street. They're the new Nitto NT55 R2s, but I don't know on the track how well it's gonna hook. I'm gonna try leaving without the trans brake, and then I might play around and see what the trans brake does. But I can't go too fast, because if this thing runs less than a 10, which it will, depending on how much boost and how much it leaves off the line, it's gonna need a cage. So right now, it's dialing it back. We're gonna check the oil, go through that, maybe play with the catch can setup a little bit. I just need to breathe a little bit more. It's kind of been pushing oil at the dipstick and stuff. So kind of going over, making sure it's ready, and then we're gonna head to the track. Look, my Mustang friend showed up. What's that? Trevor's here. He's in town for FL2K. I'm not going to be going because I'll be at Clutch Kickers. Real quick, we had a little bit of time while we were showing through other stuff. I'm kind of making a ghetto trans brake just in case I want to try using it at the track. My plan was to just leave off the foot brake, but now I have a ghetto switch I could use to leave off the trans brake if I want. I don't have like any sort of two-step or anything enabled with it. I don't think I'm going to have enough traction to be able to do any sort of crazy launch. I also don't have enough like solid rear stuff in the rear end to where I'm confident about it not doing weird stuff and breaking things. So for now, this will be an option we have. Maybe it'll just work for burnouts in the parking lot, or maybe it'll work for getting a faster 60 foot. Let's see. Alright, this is our trans brake test. Trevor, flips on the brake. Yep. Alright, trans brake on.
With a little, I think it needs a little two-step action, like a little.
Yeah, but then to wire it into the Haltech is going to take that much longer, and I don't even know if I'm going to use this at the drag strip. Like,
I think you're gonna. It was weird. It wasn't holding it. I mean, I guess we are up on. There's no weight of the car.
Yeah, but the brakes always had a hard time holding this car. All right, now that the boost is turned down, I want to go just take it for a quick hit, make sure everything looks good, feels good, and then we're going to do a quick test on the trans brake just to kind of figure out how that works, so we're not just figuring this stuff out at the track. Also, kind of as a coincidence, we'll be putting a little bit of heat in the trans by doing this, which I'll probably like put it on jack stands at the drag strip and spin the wheels to get some heat in it. No, I want to get heat in it. Yeah. it could be in a region in the map where it wasn't really tuned at. We're like in the middle of boost levels, you know what I mean? I just wanted to be real confident in the car. It is running a little bit rich right now just because we haven't tuned it at this load range, so it's just a little bit rich. So Freddie's gonna take some fuel out at the track. I think she's gonna boogie though. I'm stoked. And that trans brake, woo! Well, you ain't ever felt the sauce. I'm overwhelmed, but I'm excited. Mike with the stereotypical Orlando Speed World sign shot.
Well, it's not like we're always here, you know?
Hey,
Trucker Joe over here.
my name is Adam. Adam Insane. Gonna start off with a foot brake, see what she does, see what she mile an hour is at this boost level, make sure it's planted and safe, and then increasingly add more sauce throughout the night. A little nervous, but I'm excited. Some weird stuff. I feel like every time I turn it off, it resets. Damn, that boy hot. Not bad, but we definitely gotta turn it up.
Yeah.
You hear the trans or like shift and then not shift?
I heard it kind of shifted and like almost popped. Like
Yeah.
it was kind of, it was interesting.
It's never done that before, so I might just try to leave it on and then do a pass.
Yeah. Are you gonna try to do the trans brake a little bit?
Yeah, I think it'll help. Alright, so this time I might try the trans brake and I might leave it in auto and see if the trans likes it better. This trans controller just kind of sucks, so I went to go use the like trans brake. I used it for the burnout and it worked well because I was trying to get comfortable with this since I've never used it before. But I think it has some sort of safety where it only lets you use it once within a certain period of time. Because then when I went to let off the foot brake and had the trans brake button held on the line, it did nothing, and I just rolled through, and pretty much like it was a worthless run. And I left it in auto. I don't know if you hear, it just didn't shift. So I can't do that.
That's not good.
It's supposed to auto learn, and I don't think it does either. So I feel like every time I turn the car off, the first shift is always garbage. So I feel like I should go drive around the block and leave it running the whole time. But I'm just torn whether I want to drop the money on like a Motec and make the auto trans work, or do sequential, which would be more fun as a street car. Because like in the end of the day, I really don't care that much about drag racing. Like it's cool to do and benchmark the car, but if I'm gonna have more fun with a sequential, I kind of want to do a sequential. But it's just the inconsistency is getting to me. Freddie, how do the logs look? Freddie's never been to a drag strip before, so he's like looking over the logs and he's like, "It's weird. You're like full throttle the whole time." I guess that's kind of how we drift. It's just the RPMs fluctuate more. No trans brake. I'm just slowly destroying it. Wow, that did not feel like it was that much faster. That's not bad. Ran a 10.
I mean, for basically, it's kind of second pass. The technical second pass was kind of weird the way it was shifting, but
that time, I don't know if you noticed, it took me a little while. I think the trans. So I turned the trans controller off learn mode.
yeah.
So I thought maybe that would help, and it seemed like it works better, but it like had a bunch of error messages, so I got confused and I didn't want to use the trans brake. But I'm ready for the trans brake now. I say, Freddie, turn the boost up a little bit more.
It sounded like it was hitting kind of the limiter at the end of the track.
What's the limiter on this car? Because I didn't know when to shift. All right, I'll shift around 65 then.
Yeah.
I was just like kind of.
Yeah.
Consistency.
I mean,
because those first two shifts sounded
I mean,
good.
7, that's not bad.
I mean, if I got that 60 foot down to a 1.5, that would have almost been a 9.
Yeah.
We got more power, and do the trans brake, I think will make a big difference.
Oh yeah, the trans brake's gonna
It
make a
sounded
huge
you left on
difference.
Hopefully the trans doesn't break.
Trans brake.
Do you want to test it a little bit before you go, or?
I trusted on one of the burnouts. I don't know if you noticed.
I did, yeah. And so it does like a one wheel peel. Like it does them both for a minute, and then towards the end of the burnout, when you inch forward,
I
this one
noticed.
stops, and then that one keeps
I feel
going.
it. It feels weird.
Yeah.
That's what makes you go into poles.
Yeah.
No, for
Torsion.
real.
Yeah.
When it
Torsion.
starts unlocking,
Yeah.
careful.
Your first
You know
10, man. Your very
Well,
first 10.
I was about to come back and be like, if I don't run a 10, or sorry, my goal is to run a 10 and then we go bowling. Because I really want to go bowling.
I want to go bowling too.
Yeah.
Sounds fun.
The beers are only $1. Come join us. Trans brake just keeps not working whenever I get up there. Super weird. So our only solution is to try no burnout. I think the trans controller gets mad after the burnout, and then it's like, no trans brake for you. Well, the trans brake worked. Still did a junk 60 though, because we spun a lot. I think I still need heat in the tires, but I'm gonna try airing them down a bit and see if that helps. So this go, I'm gonna try doing a little burnout to get some of the dirt off the tires, and I'm also gonna leave a little bit softer off the trans brake and see if that helps this time so I don't just light up the tires. But I still can't get it to leave, so when we come back, we're gonna have to come back with a bigger tire and a different setup. But for now, we're gonna go bowling, because I'm hungry and I want to go bowling. Woo! In the mid-10s, the car is trapping to 135. Not bad. We still got plenty more to go with the car. Not where I was wanting to be. I was hoping to be a little bit closer to the 9s, but with such a bad 60 foot, it's clearly a 9-second car even at the lower power levels. I think I figured out the trans a little bit better in regards to shifting. I just really got to put a smaller wheel on it so I can get a bigger tire that can actually hook out of the gate. But overall, I'm happy. The engine's been holding up. It's been a blast. The car feels good. Freddie and his little legs are looking fantastic. He's like, it's so boring, they all go straight.
I don't hate drag racing, it's just out of my element.
But anyway, I think it's we got a 9-second car in our hands. I just got to figure it out a little bit more. We could probably get into the low 10s tonight, but it'll be more fun to go bowling. So we're gonna load her up, think about what we did, and do it better next time. Thanks guys for watching. I'll see you soon. Most of all, I'm really thankful that my Mustang didn't Mustang me. That was my biggest concern, was that the car was gonna go sideways or do some weird stuff. Went straight as an arrow, just went slow as an arrow. So we gotta make it fast as a bullet. You know how there's like a PS at the end of the letter? This is like the PSS. I think this is one of the first times I've been to the drag strip and not broken anything. I didn't want to like say anything about it, but dude, like, friggin' Mustang, man. She's a good girl. Thanks, guys.
When you said